And that's when we talked, that's another thing Betty and I were talking about. Our family made hot dogs and chili.
Yeah,
and,
hot dogs and chili.
And then the people that worked at the brewery were bringing beers.
Yeah, what's those other, no, my daddy had 10 barrels of beer.
Oh my goodness.
He had 10 barrels of beer, my dad. He did not have alcohol, however.
What alcohol?
However, when they cleaned the place up, they had a big garbage can full of empty bottles.
Oh, really? Oh, gee, everybody brought their own. BYOL, yeah.
And then they had the sandwiches from the Mrs. Drake sandwiches at the wedding.
Did you have a band at your wedding? I don't believe so.
Oh, yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I had a band.
That was a nice place.
Rummy Schroeder's band.
Woodman of the World.
Rummy Schroeder's band, yeah.
Well, that's probably why Betty got married. She liked what she saw when you got married.
She wore my dress.
Oh, she did?
I forgot about that.
Oh, gee, is that nice?
She wore my dress. Aunt Ray made that. Aunt Ray made all my bridesmaids' dresses.
Gee, that was terrific. Well, she could sew real well.
We were talking about that. Audrey, my friend Audrey Spring, you know, Payne, well, now she's Spring, but she was pregnant, about 4 months pregnant, I guess, at my wedding. She stood in my wedding, and she passed out on the altar. And here at Ricky's wedding, Billy passed out, and at Billy's
At Billy's wedding, who?
I'm trying to think of who was somebody. I said, goodness, they all nervines.
Bobby passed out at her wedding.
Yeah, so I'm saying, maybe I'm thinking of your wedding too.
Yeah, Bobby passed out. You know, you're looking at, you're listening and looking, all of a sudden you look over and nobody there.
Did y'all talk about the St. Joseph altars?
No, we haven't, no. Were you ever a saint?
Oh, yeah.
You
I was
are?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. You got that big old loaf of Italian bread, and that's what you got. That was your reward.
Yeah.
I
I used to like the seed cakes.
Oh, yeah, seed cakes were nice, too.
And the artichokes.
Yeah. And when I had spaghetti for St. Joseph's Day, I didn't have gravy. I had the Malikia.
Yeah, but I didn't like that.
You didn't like that? Neither did Betty. She said it was too dry.
Yeah.
But I liked that. I just put more and more in there.
Cinnamon and sugar and the bread.
Well, it was sweet. I like the sweet.
No, I like my red gravy.
Yeah.
I don't have my glass.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, that's the St. Joseph altar. Yeah.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah. You see the big breads in the front?
Yeah.
That's the bread. Each saint would receive a loaf of bread.
And you had to drink a little wine.
Yeah.
You had to drink a little wine.
And everybody would kid me about, you're a saint. You're no saint.
Yeah.
Well, did you talk about how that first got started with the St. Joseph's altars?
Yeah, I talked about it with Betty, yeah, about the...
when the war started.
Yeah, her sons were in World War II, Betty and Martin, and she had a St. Joseph altar.
As a promise.
Yes,
that
a
they
promise,
came home safe, that she would make one every year.
She would make one every year, and she did.
And she would invite the soldiers from the camp, wherever.
And did she invite the soldiers? I don't remember that.
They would come and eat. And
that was nice.
then it also would be, it's always the 19th of March, and the Indians, the Indians, you know, the ones that Mardi Gras Indians would march on that night, on St. Joseph night, and they'd come up Burgundy Street, and everybody would run out and look at them. They'd be passing in front of the
altar. It'd be a big commotion.
Yeah.
And the way you could identify what house the altar was, they had the wreaths on the
they put
palm
green wreath of some kind.
What do you call that? Palm.
Yeah, tree palm
branch.
Yeah,
branches of palm. And she had the outside doors were open, the shutters, and with the palms hanging there, and that's how you could identify which home had an altar.
Yeah,
but everybody knew Grandma had an altar.
Oh yeah,
for years.
Could you go to house?
No. You could go to,
well, you could.
Yeah, you could, but they weren't close enough that you could walk. You would get in your car and go. In fact, I mean, I said that if you make 9 altars, you would have make a wish.
Yeah.
And we would go to different altars. Grandma's was always beautiful. Her altar. Some people would just have the bread, the blessed bread, and the wine. They would that would be their altar.
What else would she have at the altar?
Oh, but she always served spaghetti.
Oh,
and she always
the altar
invited
was
everybody,
full.
go eat spaghetti. You go in the back and you'd have
The loaves of bread made in the
Yeah.
shapes of the fish and the
Yeah.
The
lamb.
pinolata
Pinolata.
and fish,
and
like you
the
say.
Fig
chop.
cookies.
Fig cookies,
And then
yes.
they had what they call froge. It was like a vegetable fried with breadcrumbs and egg and stuff you'd fry that. And
And everybody ate after the altar was blessed, I guess. Maybe around noon, they started to feed, and anybody that came in
they go.
could have a plate of spaghetti. Anybody who wanted, and they used to leave donations if they could afford it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how Grandma paid for those things. I'll tell you that.
Well, she would usually get enough donations that she would have enough to have the next altar the next year. And then she had, like Zata Rain would give her some, some money to buy bread or to buy whatever, and different people would offer.
Yeah.
Did you finish that story about Mr. Zatarain? I don't think you
No.
finished talking about that.
Well, like I said, I just I know that he had wanted her to marry him, but she didn't want to marry.
Well, Brian said he wished that she would have. We'd be rich.
Yeah.
We'd be working.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many children he had at that time, and she had, and she
Well,
had.
that's true. They'd have a gang. Huh?
Well, a little bit of a lot is still a lot.
Right, right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Zatarain is still well known. Their products,
I like the Zataran's rice.
Oh yeah.
I like it better than any rice.
Oh
that we-
really?
Yeah.
I never even saw it.
Oh, it's good. It's in a little pack. Five.
So what was Pat's big hobbies? Did he like music or?
Bowling. And his music. Yeah.
I used to
He
see Pat.
loved to bowl.
Harmonica.
Yeah.
His harmonica. He loved to bowl. He would go a couple of times a week, and he loved to play cards, casino. Anybody wanted to play, he'd play.
Horseshoes.
Yeah, he liked horseshoes too.
And when Pat went to Schwagman, that front bar, he'd make that first. He'd stand there and drink beer for about a half an hour, 45 minutes.
No, that's not true.
Oh, I've seen him there many times.
That's not true.
Well, it may not be true, but it's true.
Isn't it right next to the hot dog stand?
Pat had a gift of gab, I'll tell you.
Pat didn't
Pat
know a
had no
stranger.
enemies, that's
You're
right.
He didn't know
That's
a
right.
stranger.
No stranger.
He talked to anybody and everybody. Black, white, doesn't matter.
And Pat worked every bit of 2 hours a day.
Oh. 2 days a week, but not
2
hours.
2 days a week, okay.
So he would come home and sit at that table and write.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, I know
He still
that.
had his
Put in
work when he
hours.
got home. Yeah.
Sure.
And what did Pat do?
He sold insurance, life insurance.
He did that for a long time, too.
Mhm. He was as soon as he
With-
came out
with
the
that-
service, he had an uncle that was in insurance,
Uh-huh.
and he got him a job.
He was with Acme.
It was Acme, I think, at the
Yeah.
time.
And then Western Southern
Western
bought them
Southern
out.
bought Acme.
Pat told me that he was fortunate that Western Southern bought them
Because he
out.
got a good
Pension. Yes.
because Acme didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
They would just give him maybe $20 a week or something like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
if they retire. But he liked his work, but it got to be where it was getting harder and harder. The blacks were moving in.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he had to
And
go.
he was getting dangerous.
Yeah.
So he decided at 62, he says, I'm giving it up.
Yeah.
So then about a year later,